Hello everybody, another power walk in winter, but it's a very mild winter day today. It's in the 50s, so cold weather hasn't stopped me before, but this is really great now. Today on my power walk on wisdom from the Contemplative Forest by your imperfect teacher, I am going to be talking about cultivating the terrain of wellness, the field of wellness. And the first thing that's needed is patience. Because when you think about it, whatever you're trying to change, a health challenge or any situation that requires moving into wellness, much happened, many years of conditioning, many years of dialogues and monologues and scripts that were played out in your head, that when you decide to change them, it takes patience. So that's the first thing. And look at it as an organic process, because if you don't, then you'll look for immediate evidence and you might be disappointed, because think of when you plant a seed, you don't see anything happening for a while, but yet organically the seed is growing till finally it comes up, and then you see visible evidence, but there's also hidden evidence that you're not seeing with what you're doing. So the point is that whatever you try to do, be patient with it. So the first thing to do is to create an environment that's incompatible with what you're trying to get rid of. So if you're trying to get rid of a particular illness, in addition to getting the professional help that you're getting, look at what terrain can you create that's incompatible with the illness. And by the terrain, I mean the thoughts that you entertain, the food that you eat, the surroundings, and the people that are co-authoring what you're trying to do, but also especially the people that are co-authoring what you're trying to get away from. And this could be very well-meaning people, even professionals who tell you, well, at your age, what do you want? Or, well, this is something that has no cure. Those kind of fatalistic statements that are based on the average rather than on the individual greatness that everyone has. So you can't stop your thoughts. You can only stop the way you respond to your thoughts. And the way that you responded in the past obviously didn't work. So what you do is, for example, let's say you have a thought that comes in that's disempowering from something that you learned and says, oh, well, stop trying. Nothing's going to work. That's a helplessness thought. So when that comes in, don't fight it. Okay, let it in. And then what do you respond to the helplessness that you're feeling now? And then you take action. You see, when I talk about biocognitive alchemy, what I'm talking about is that energy can be diverted, can be transformed from one form to another. So for example, if you're putting energy into negative thoughts, that energy could be turned not into positive thoughts, because that's too simplistic, but to be turned into action that's incompatible with a helpless thought. So it's really transforming the action, the agency. And agency is really important in biocognition. Agency is the awareness that you have of whatever you're contributing to an objective. And if you take away that agency, you say, well, I'll leave it to the universe, or I'll leave it to fate. And you take away the action that you can take, which is agency, to make changes in your life. So then what happens is that you have to then associate yourself with a culture of wellness that supports your outlier thinking, that you can overcome something that you were told is impossible to overcome. Look for evidence, people that have overcome it. people that support your outlier quality, that doesn't allow you just to take something and buy it into a cloak of helplessness. Look at the people out there who are defying what you were told you couldn't do. And those are the people that you begin to associate with or listen to, dialogue with, or if you don't know them, just follow them in their careers. So the point is that thoughts come in, sometimes randomly, sometimes not, and you can't control them. But what you can control is how you respond to those thoughts. And what will happen is, as you start responding to those thoughts in an empowering way, then your operating consciousness, the way that you look at the world, begins to change. And those thoughts that were disempowering you before no longer have a function to haunt you. So they begin to dissipate. The neural maps that were supporting it begin to get weaker and weaker. And then you create a consciousness of empowerment that allows you to do things that people told you were impossible. So, enjoy. Listen to this video a few times because it really requires some time to assimilate the information. It's very simple, but it's deceptive in how powerful it can be if you really pay attention and you look at what you're doing to yourself, and you are the co-author of your life, and find out who and what you're co-authoring, what you want, and especially what you don't want. So enjoy, and I'm so glad you could go for a walk with me. Today is going to be about maybe 6 miles. Enjoy.